Hi, don't usually do these sort of videos, but I thought I'll just like give my take on this TT game for the PS4. Isle of Man, yeah. It's not a bad game. It's alright. I've played quite a few bike games in the past, not for a while, but it is a pretty good game, but it is not perfect at all. And it has got some massive flaws, but the worst thing about this game is, yep, 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 and yep, yeah, the crashes in this, they just feel really harsh and unjustified at times. It don't feel like it's your fault. It feels like the game won't allow you to turn when it feels like it won't allow you to turn. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never ridden a motorbike in my life. Been on the back of one a few times, but never ridden a motorbike. So, you know, I'm not an expert. But what I am an expert in is that I've played video games for bloody years. Since, you know, Atari 2600 back in the blimmin' early 80s. So I've played my fair share of games. You know, I don't mind Sims, I don't mind arcade games. I thought this was going to be, you choose how you want it to be. It kind of is, but it isn't. It is a good racing game. It's just not got all that sort of stuff that you want. I mean, the career is pants. I'll tell you now, the career is absolute pants. It's just not fun. Online, yeah, I've had a few races online. It's bloody hard getting a game. You know, joining a lobby, and if you go into a lobby, you're lucky if you get more than 4 races at the minute. And this is like a few days after launch. It's very scarce online. Creating a lobby, I've had like 1 or 2 people join, you know, so again it's only like 3-4 people. I've never had a race of about 8 or 9 people yet, you know, apart from single player, which defeats the object. But you know, I've had some fun with the game. I mean, riding around the Isle of Man is flipping fantastic. I mean, that's why I got it. I mean, I've never actually played any Isle of Man game before. And I've got to be honest, I don't really watch a lot of Isle of Man on telly, but really appreciate these people putting their necks out on these courses. Flipping heck, well dangerous. But in that respect, that's the best thing about the game, is the fact that danger lurks around a lot of these corners, and you know, the graphics are good, the sound's good. It's just those cheap crashes where, do you know what? If they gave like an arcade sort of setting, like, you know, Super Hang On or something, you know, I know a lot of people will be like, you know, shut up man, you know, this is a sim, and get good man, get good, and all that sort of bollocks that people come out with, you know, get good at it, get good. It's like, yeah, you know, I'm not shy, I'm just like, alright, I'm not a motorcyclist, so I can't appreciate if this is how it's supposed to be. But I mean, give us the choice. I mean, if you gave us the choice, then this game would sell 3 times as much. Because I'll tell you now, the way it is, this is only going to go to hardcore motorcycle fans. And I don't think that's what they're aiming for. I think it should be a broader audience, because I'll tell you what, Sega Hang On, and I'm not saying this should be Sega Hang On, but if it allowed the player to have that option of playing the Isle of Man game as Super Hang On, or have it hard as nails like a real TT flipping sim, which, you know, you could adjust the settings, fine, but give the player the choice. You know, bloody hell, I mean, I won't play Bloodborne. Well, I'm too scared to play Bloodborne because it's like got a reputation as hard as nail game. But some people say, like, you know, oh, it's the best PlayStation game ever, and you know, you've got to play it, and yes, you'll die millions of times. I know I'm going off subject here, but I mean, everyone's different, and I would like a game that don't feel cheap in the crashes. And at the minute, these slidey crashes, and it's like you turn one way, you turn the other, and it's like, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? It's not like oh yeah, of course I'll make it, or you know, it just, the game decides for you rather than you decide how your cyclist acts on the bike. I've gone round the same corners, and it seems to be certain corners, and I've gone round them different ways, still slid. And I'm sure some people have gone round them who are, you know, absolutely brilliant at playing the game, and they're like, what's up with you, man? You know, there's no problem. But I'm telling you now, look at other reviews. I'm not going to, well, actually, I might put a score on this the way it is. I might put a score on it. But I've never done a review before, and I don't think I really want to get into doing reviews for games at the minute, because otherwise I would have started my channel like that. But, you know, I don't know. If I was to give it a number out of 10, it's got to be a 6 or a 7, and that's maybe a 7 is stretching it. You know, if it didn't have the cheap slidey crashes, I would give this easily an 8 out of 10, even with the online being pretty empty at the minute, and you don't really get like star ratings and stuff for playing online. You don't really get an achievement. Yeah, it's nice to win a race and stuff, of course it is, but you don't really see like your profile showing online, like, you know, oh yeah man, look, you know, I won so many races, and you know, you don't really get anything for it like in other games, you know. So I don't know, maybe it's the arcade part of me that, you know, likes that sort of thing. But things like Project Cars, which I know it's a car game rather than motorcycle, but you know, you see like your rep, and you know, your Gran Turismos have that rep thing, and you know, you're proud of your online profile in games like that, you know, you're proud of it. And with this, it's just like, yeah, you won a race or you didn't win a race. And do you know what, it don't make no difference if you lose race after race online, because if you play it solo or online and you lose, it makes no difference, man, in this game. It just don't. And when, oh, and here's another thing, in the career, oh, if you lose too much, keep crashing your car, career could be over because of that. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? That's fun. It's just like, I mean, Christ, look at F1. Look at the F1 games. You know, the career in that is fantastic compared to this. You know, when I played it for the second time, it was a bit like, oh, deja vu in F1. But I mean, it was like, you know, you had the woman, and she's like, I want to sign a contract with these people, I want to sign a contract with those people. You know, invitational events to try out cars and see how you get on. R&D and, oh, I don't know. I don't know if R&D was the right term there, but I don't know, I'm a bit tired. But you just had all these other things in career which made it interesting, and this is just like, email. Do you want to do this event? Email. Do you want to do this event? Email. I know some career games have that sort of thing, but this is just bare bones lazy career. It could have been, you know, even if you win a race, the flipping motorcyclist don't put his hand up in the air like, yeah, I've won, man, I've won, yeah, I'm the bee's knees. There's none of that. It just goes through the finish line really slowly, like, yeah, you crossed the finish line. But you know, I might sound like I'm hitting hard on this kid, but that's only because I wanted to flipping love it and praise it, and you know, it just looks good. That's the thing with this game. You put this game on in front of your mates, get someone to come around and say, hey man, look at this TT game, look at this motorcycle game. They're like, wow, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. I wish the replays you could just have trackside camera only, because at the minute it's like it skips from trackside to helmet and to flipping, you know, the tyres, and which looks good, but you want it to, like, I just want to see it from the trackside all the time. Other racing games do that. But anyway, yeah, it is a good game. You know, I'm not trying to put people off. You know, I'm sure there's loads of people out there who are going, oh, get good, or you're no good, you're a noob and all that. I'm not a noob. I've played millions of racing games. You know, I'm flipping old enough to know my racing games and other games, and this game for casuals is hard. It's hard on easy. Trust me, I've played this on easy. and it is bloody hard. So, but don't let it put you off. Give it a go. Going around the Isle of Man is cool. Cool graphics, cool sound. I just hope that there's a real community, because I just can't see this selling well. I just can't. You know, which is it's a shame. And I'm slurring my words because I'm tired. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Playing online. If people say, like, you're playing in a lobby of 4 people and you're racing around, you know, you're doing 4 laps, or you're doing the Isle of Man track. That's like 20 minutes. Imagine you're doing that with like people online. You're playing a race. You're wasting your time. Well, not wasting your time, but you know, you put in the time, and all of a sudden the game stops and you put back to the lobby. Why? Because the other players quit the game. They quit the session, even though you didn't, and you're racing around. You could be in last place, first place, or whatever. They quit the game. That cocks you up. You are returned to the lobby, and all that effort you put into doing those laps or the circuit of Isle of Man, that is completely washed down the drain. The game says, no, stuff you. If the other people quit, you quit. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. That is wasting your time as a player. There's loads of racing games where people quit. They think, oh, I'm in last place and I can't even bother to play this and I'm no good, or, you know, I'll get another game with people who are a bit more easier to go up against. That is unacceptable, to be in a lobby of 4 people. You're racing around for minutes on end. People quit the game and that cocks up your game. That is not right. They need to sort that out in the patch, man, because that is a big turn off. Sorry about that. I had to mention that. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.